It is another episode of the Party of Fore podcast, and Andy is already on his phone researching.
Should I not be doing that?
I don't know. I mean, people might think you're not totally focused on the show.
It's golf clubs. It's fine.
It is. Literally, people scroll through their phone, and it's just Andy looking at different driver heads, checking stuff out.
Man.
But hey, we got Scott Hogan back in the library.
Welcome back to me. Zero torque putters too, right, Andy? That's where we're at.
Yes. Yeah, we're looking at the ZTs, all those zero torque putters.
Yeah.
So is Scott officially, like, when you're seeing like the casting and you see like the intro to a show, like where it says and featuring Scott Hogan? Or is he like a guest star at the end of the show that said like special guest Scott Hogan?
I don't know.
Where do you think we're at with Scott?
I've seen it both ways before.
My preference is to lurk in the shadows.
Where it's like Andy. And then Ben. And then also starring. Is he an also starring? I think he's getting close if he's not there already.
I think that's where he is. It's not main character plot.
At the end.
It's also starring.
Got it. Yeah, I feel like he's...
Whatever keeps me the most mystery about me is where I want to be.
He wants to be the villain.
Yeah, kind of. I kind of do.
There's really not a whole lot of mystery. We've basically unraveled your life. It's golf, and then you do have a family, but golf, and then sim in your garage.
Yeah.
More golf.
And mowing his lawn.
Yeah.
Landscaping.
Yeah, landscaping. Yeah.
I will say the robot mowers are laying down some lasers out there. Oh, my goodness. Those things are awesome.
We actually did. We did a behind the scenes with the two robot mowers we have, working the range kind of around the golf course there on the 9th hole. It's a cool addition. And we did want to point out that this allows Ben's crew to work on other projects and other things to make the golf course even better.
Yeah, it's going to kind of keep everything in better shape, right? Because so instead of replacing workers, we're not replacing workers. What we're doing is we're having them work on more significant things that help for the longevity of the golf course. And in a small way, we're already starting to see the benefits. I still think, of the courses I've played this year, still Mistwood ranks pretty darn high, if not one of the highest for course conditions. So you're seeing those little benefits manifest already.
I love it. Just like Scott's lawn at home.
We're on the struggle bus a little bit. we're there, but improving. We tried some experiments a few years ago, and they didn't work out well. So we'll get back, though.
Okay, well,
about the lawn.
Let's start with breaking news. Then.
Okay.
Scotty Scheffler, automatic qualifier for the Ryder Cup. Who would have thought? The guy just wins.
He barely made it.
Yeah, when that news came across, I had an audible gasp that he made it. I had no idea that he was on that team. I think he literally mathematically cannot be eliminated from the team. Is that what we're hearing?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that was obvious going into this year. So he'll be the strong piece of what should be a very good team. Obviously, Max Homa ain't coming back.
We're on another caddy switch.
I was going to bring him up.
Max Homa not going to be on that team. We've got. Are we talking Ryder Cup team? Might as well, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
I like it.
Max Homa not on that team. Justin Thomas really hasn't got much better. Jordan Spieth, not very good. Like where's this team going? Where are the big horses filling in? Zalatoris, your boy,
His back.
shot, gone.
Done.
So, like, where's that team going?
We're going Wyndham Clark.
Xander hasn't been playing good.
Yeah, Xander had the rib issue thing, which is tough.
I mean, it's going to be Bryson Brooks.
I mean, Wyndham's been trash.
Yeah.
I mean, Bryson Brooks are going to be like some of your horses.
Yeah.
I mean, Bryson's second best player on the team right now.
But Brooks hasn't done anything this year, right?
No, but he's
really.
Just kind of a gamer.
Kind of shows up.
I will say with Spieth, at least, like, he has played better golf, which might be suitable for match play. Because he's playing good holes, and then he'll have like some random hole that's like, what are you doing?
He's a tough guy to keep off, but I don't think he's all that great at match play.
I think he's a very overrated putter.
Oh yeah, his stats show that.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's maybe again, how much do you have like the team thing and the leadership thing? But I don't know. I mean, JT would be the guy before him
Yeah,
I would think
for
that's
sure.
a guarantee. I mean, like what? Like Cam Young's not playing.
Cantlay's an automatic,
Yeah, Cantlay.
but he's not really.
I'm trying to think who we had last time.
Crazy.
It's like I want Keegan on the team at this point.
100%.
He's the captain.
I mean, he's top 5 players in the U.S. I would say as far as momentum goes.
Yeah.
Right now, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be hard to stop the Ludwig train when you get there.
I was going to say, he's just thinking about who they're going up against on the other side.
That's all I'm really thinking about. I might have to switch to Team Euro. We talk about being a villain.
That Euro team is going to be strong.
Yeah, Rory, Ludwig.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, Rahm hasn't done anything, but he's still on that team.
Yeah. Rory said he wouldn't play.
Getting Fleetwood on that team?
Yeah, he'll be on the team.
Fleetwood sucks.
Tommy Fleetwood, baby.
He's good enough. He's good enough.
Man. We've got to get off the Fleetwood train at some point.
I'm not on the Fleetwood train, but he'll be on the team.
I'm still on it.
I don't know. I don't understand the whole Fleetwood thing, but
hot take. I'd rather see Ian Poulter on that team than Tommy Fleetwood.
we're gonna get to the longest day of golf, Poulter sighting. But
Poulter's son.
Poulter Jr.
Yeah.
Poulter Jr.
Yeah, I don't know. Who would I do with? Like Europe's gonna be like Lowry. You're gonna have him again.
Oh yeah,
like Lowry's a guy.
He's playing good.
Yeah,
yeah.
So might be a little bit of a troublesome one.
Yeah,
you might have to get Reed back. Might have to bring Captain America back.
What'd you think of that hot take? Did you see that post? I think it's the dumbest post ever about guys like he goes, Tiger was dominant in his era because he had lack of competition, and we're starting to see the same thing with Scheffler. I'm like,
no,
come on, dude. No. The competition regardless of the live being out of the mix, competition's still amazing. And half the live guys aren't even breaking an egg anymore.
No, yeah, those are a lot of half of live was guys that were on the way out.
Yeah,
and they got last ditch money. Yeah, you have, and then it's new guys like we just saw Biastair, USAM champ signed like today, and he's going. It's like those guys, like they're trying to find the next big guy.
I think US needs to do an Aberg. I think that Oberg, whatever the heck. I think the U.S. has to do a Clanton. Clanton.
That would be. I would be all on board with that.
Awesome.
I'd be all on board with that.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to find somebody. I think that's a smart way to do it because you find somebody that you can bring in and kind of hide a little bit and keep them there.
Yeah. I mean, do you do? I mean, with the way players are playing, do you do a Clanton and maybe?
Like, would you put a Spieth in over Clanton?
No, I would put Clanton in over Spieth.
Right, like
right now.
Why would I take somebody that's not playing very good when I have an opportunity to get somebody some experience?
Yeah, give me Clanton. Give me guys that are young and hungry.
Yeah.
What's weird is I feel like Daniel Berger's playing okay. I don't want to see him on the team.
Like that's where we're at, though. That's where we're at. Like he was at Whistling, and it's like, all right, you're kind of.
But he was the. Yeah,
what?
He was like the guy you knew was going to lose the match.
What? That's true.
He was.
Yeah.
That team, he's like, oh, well, we'll lay this lame Doug. But
I feel like Spieth and Thomas were the ones that were losing the match at like Whistling. Like everybody else was dominating, and then they were like the ones losing matches.
Yeah, that's true too.
Well, what's like the ideal Ryder Cup player though? It's like.
I don't know, because like they were like, oh, Tiger's the greatest match play player of all time, and he was kind of trash in Ryder Cups.
Yeah,
he was below 500.
Yeah,
right. He might have got back.
He was good in singles, right?
Of course,
yeah,
of course he was good in singles, but from the team standpoint, never all that great, never all that dominant. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. I feel like it's just going to be like the Bryson show and everybody else.
I mean, it's got to be guys that put pressure on the other team, which means you got to hit the ball like in the fairway, and you got to hit the ball on the green, and like you're just always putting pressure. And I feel like Europe always does that to us, especially over in Europe.
Have you ever played Beth? You've never played Bethpage, right? I haven't either, man. I want to. Even the New York guys like that, I like really value their opinion. They're like, Bethpage might be the best. Yeah, like of everything out there, like it's that good. So
excited to see it.
Yeah, it'll be cool. We were actually thinking of going to the. Unfortunately, it falls on my daughter's sectionals. I think we were going to go out there for the day. I was because you get the benefit,
We're looking at
PGA member.
I was looking at it. Yeah.
if you want to go, I would go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were thinking about going out there for, I think, a practice round day, but
Ryder Cup's a hard one. I went to the Whistling, though, one. That's
Yeah.
not the best one to go spectate because there's only 4 groups out
Whistling,
there.
Yeah.
Whistling's a really good spot to watch because you have those moguls and you can kind of get up on the hills and watch
Yeah.
different spots. I remember watching that par 5 coming in 16. Is it 16, 15, 16?
16,
Right along the lake.
Yeah.
That was a great spot. And then you had 11 behind you, the par 5 going down. It was a really nice spot.
It was a good spot to watch, other than I just remember the bloodbath of, like, the amount of injuries I saw at Whistling.
Oh, yeah.
From people, like, literally walking out of Whistling. There's blood on the carpet walking out. We're like, what happened here today? But it was a good
Speaking of
time.
what happened
Good
here,
Where are we at?
Yeah, what topic are we
And
on?
before you know it, we're 10 minutes into the podcast. We're ready to roll. But let's talk about.
Who knows? Where did that start? What did we start with?
Ryder Cup team.
All right, well, let's go golf's longest day. 36 holes, trying to make the U.S. Open. Couple notables, Max Homa not making it, the drama with the caddy, didn't want to talk about it.
Props to him, though. He carried his bag for 36
There was a
holes.
lot more than just Homa and notables. I felt like there was a fair amount of guys you were like, wow, he wasn't already in the U.S. Open, that actually didn't make it through, which was very surprising. We do Patrick Reed?
On the team?
Patrick Reed?
That's what I said. I said it 5 minutes ago.
You're moving backwards.
I
You
like
did
that.
mention
On
it.
that.
He mentioned it.
God, I love Patrick Reed.
Don't go backwards.
I would go yes. Yeah.
Patrick Reed is a terrible human being. I'm going to say this right to the camera. He is a terrible human being. Everybody knows it. But if you got a guy to make a 6-footer to win the Ryder Cup, he's my guy.
He's
he
a dog.
is my guy, Patrick Reed.
My favorite story of golf's longest day is the dentist, Matt Voigt, who shot back-to-back 68s that made it. DDS, he's in.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
That's
I wanted
wild.
to talk about the dynamic of regular Joes against guys that have won majors at some points.
That's what they made the movie.
That's so cool.
That's what they made the movie about, right?
just saying that's so
Tin
cool.
Cup. It is literally Tin Cup. So
Yeah, that's true.
nowadays, you're probably talking about 10,000 people are trying to qualify to get in, especially the years where they have it like at Pebble or some of those other spots. You'll see a record number of qualifiers. I think it's somewhere between 8 and 10,000. Yeah, you have to go through local, which is tough. I made it through local a long time ago, so I've done the one of the golf longest days. This is 2004 that I did that. Did not get through. Went to Springfield, Ohio. That's the one where all the tour players playing, but they give you more spots. So I was like, I was thinking back in the day, I'm like, well, I know there's tour players playing, be like Ted Treba and stuff like that, but like, hey, there's more spots, right? So I was always thinking like, I could shoot 2 numbers. Who knew? Who knows? I think I shot +1 for 2 rounds, which is, I think it was at least 8 or 10 shots from missing it. But yeah, it's that's a grind. That's a grind for 36 holes. I mean, the hardest part is you're overcoming yourself, right? If you were in that mix, the hardest part is like, okay, I got 9 holes to go. And I made it through a couple of USAM qualifiers. It's the same type of thing. It's 36 holes one day, concentrated. Like, I was an alternate 3 times for the USAM. I made it through to 2 USAMs. It is tough because when you come in after that 18 holes and you're like, oh man, I'm in a really good spot. I've had it work both ways. The two USAMs I made it through. The one time I was like, I think went like 72 or 71, 65. So I backdoored it. And then the other year I shot 67 or 66 in the first round, and then like just barely held on to get in. Tough thing about those is like if you're an alternate in those, unlike other tournaments, you ain't getting in.
No.
There's just no chance.
If you make it through, you're going to play it.
Yeah,
Unless
exactly.
you got to like lose a limb to not go
Exactly.
play.
Yeah, especially like I was an alternate. I never got through the U.S. Mid-Am, which always bugged me. But I was an alternate 3 times. Again, I was first alternate. This is kind of messed up. I was first alternate of the years I was playing amateur golf, which would have been 7 years. I was a first alternate 6 times between the U.S. Mid-Am and the U.S. Am, and none of the times I got through. None of them. Kind of nuts. I made that very much about myself, and I'm sorry about that. Let's go back to your question, the golf's longest day,
Yep.
which is, yes, also a bear.
A bear and a dynamic that is unlike any other. But
I'm always
it's
impressed.
fun.
I'm always impressed with like the dentist. We'll go back to the dentist. Like this guy's going to go up against tour players, up against Division I college players that are eventually going to, like, they're essentially tour players.
Yeah.
They're professional amateurs.
They're Nick Hardy's. Like what we can equate it to would be like the Nick Hardy's back in the day when he was playing U.S. Open after U.S. Open while he's in college.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, all right, so I'm going to go up against those guys, and they don't back down, or they just maybe it helps them. Like, hey, I have nothing to lose, and I'm just going to go out there and freewheel it. And if I shoot 80 both rounds, kind of what is expected of me. And
but like a dentist, that's wild. Like I would see back in the day when you're playing like mid-am stuff, it was always the insurance guys, right? It's the insurance guys, it's the sales guys, it's the Todd Mitchells of the world,
wealth advisors,
right? Yeah, wealth advisors, life insurance guys, like guys that are not necessarily clocking the 8 to 5 every day, that are the guys in this mix. But a dentist, that's pretty impressive.
He makes it known that he's able to travel the country and play some amateur stuff, but he also caddied at Oakmont growing up, and he's from the area, so that's a really cool wrinkle of the story.
That's sick too. Like to like try to qualify for this one when it's in the spot that you want to play so bad.
Yeah,
he wants to get just absolutely bludgeoned to death out there at Oakmont. That's what he signed up for, and guess what? You made it. So it is interesting too, though. You see all the like you said, the names that didn't make it are
surprising.
They're very surprising.
Yeah,
like. Just surprising they weren't in. So
yeah,
Fowler, guys, somehow he's getting in everything. So I guess he got a special exemption to the PGA, so he wasn't in that, I guess. So
yeah, that's I don't know how many the USGA does, just because they're probably wanting to stay more true to their form with the Open part of it. So I doubt they have a whole lot of special exemptions. I think they always have a few that they do. PGAs are really random.
Yeah,
actually, I was surprised. Like, I wasn't necessarily like working the back channels, but I sent a few emails asking like about Clanton.
Yeah,
to a few guys I know on the tournament side, and I thought he was going to get in. I was surprised he didn't actually get an invite to the PGA. So
he would bring something to the table.
Ryder Cupper.
All right. Well, who are our picks for the U.S. Open? Do you want to know who the favorite is?
I'm going to go with Ludwig.
Jeez,
is he the favorite? No, I'm talking about the favorite.
The favorite?
Over Scotty Scheffler?
You're saying just not
Ludwig over Scotty Scheffler?
He was kidding.
It's Scotty.
I don't think he is.
Scotty Scheffler plus 320, which is crazy when you think about a golf tournament and the amount of things that can happen.
Those are Tiger numbers.
Low numbers like that.
That was back in like 2000 when Tiger was getting like 2-to-1 odds, 3-to-1 odds. That's nuts.
Rory plus 550, Bryson plus 900, Rahm plus 1200, and Xander plus 1700 round out your top five.
Rory's really touchy-feely. I think this whole like little thing this week, he didn't like that.
You played Oakmont?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only walked it. I haven't played it. I don't feel like it's like a bomber's paradise because I feel like you get a lot of roll.
I didn't know. We played it. I played it back. I played 36 holes there. I played 2 days in a row. The one day we played like member tees, which was like high 6,000s, whatever that was. And then we played it the other day from like 74. And it didn't feel like it, obviously, because it's firm.
Yeah.
You've got holes like 12, the par 5, that's 600. You're not going for that in 2 anyway.
Yeah.
So like that's a 3-shotter, but their par 4s aren't. You know what I find the most difficult for me, like my game with ball speed, right? It's more of the Olympia Fields. It's the 480 par 4s that kill me, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like this place has as many of those. It's more of like where you're going to put it in the fairways. And then when they do have those numbers posted, like at the start of the tournament, they'll be like, "Oh, Oakmont's playing 75-50." They never played at 75-50, right? And like they'll play it. You know, this tee will be up, that tee will be up. It does not play that long. It really doesn't. 18, like their posting was 18 going to play 500 yards or whatever. That tee shot's 15 yards downhill.
Yeah, it's down and
the first bounce just shoots straight forward.
I just remember the ball bouncing a lot where all right, guys are landing it short of the green, and like the ball's just collecting on the green because like a lot of the greens run away, or there's some of them run away, and then it's like going to wherever.
First hole's 465, and everyone's sitting sandwich in that green.
Right.
Right. The second half of that hole just goes straight down.
Right.
Hole like, I can see big numbers on like 2. That's shorty.
Yeah.
That little one up the hill. It's kind of goofy the way the creek runs through. It's kind of the start of the bunkering, and
Yeah.
as you work your way through the front, it's a bear.
300-yard par 3 on 8. Got that waiting there too, which that doesn't separate. That doesn't favor anybody though, because everybody's going to make 4. If you make 3, great.
It's very similar to like number 8 at Midlothian. It's like that. There's a bunker about 50, 60 yards short, and you fly that bunker, and it's landing on a little bit of a downslope, runs to the green. No one's hitting driver. I mean, okay, you're hitting 3-wood. Front of the green's wide open. On each side of it's pretty flat. The green is actually appropriate for the length of the hole. Mm-hmm. It's not terrible. The kick in the stones is 9.
Yeah.
9 is
back up the hill.
Awful. That hole is so hard. I think 9 is probably the hardest hole out there. I think it's harder than 18. 9 is so hard. But as I've said before, and I think I've said on this podcast, Oakmont's the only course I've ever played where there's 18 good holes. All 18 holes are really good.
It's hard to do.
Yeah,
it is. And every great golf course, there's a few stinkers. This place has 18 really good holes.
So after all that, are we just picking Scotty? Is that the deal?
I want 2 picks. Each guy gets 2.
Okay.
Jeopardy music.
Scotty.
Okay.
I don't like, how am I supposed to play the villain and not pick like, I want to pick Scotty, but like I don't like Rory. I don't think he has the wedge game. I don't think he has I think you're just going to have to deal with some bad breaks.
Who is the best? Who's the straightest driver on tour right now? I mean, Ludwig's up there, right?
No, I don't think he is. I think he's driving it not as good as he wants.
Yeah.
I mean, we already know Ludwig's a pick. That's the 3rd pick for me. So,
well, without being able to break it down the way you guys do, I'm going Xander and I'm going Hovland. Those are my 2.
Hovland could be a good one.
Those are my 2 picks.
I'm just not sold on Xander right now, and I'm not. Oh, man, feels like a Cantlay type thing or something. And I'm going to hate it, and I'm going to hate it.
I feel like he's been kind of just laying in the weeds. Like,
this also could be like, because who won it? Cabrera won it the last time they were there, or no? DJ did. DJ won it the last.
DJ Cabrera.
Congrats to Cabrera, by the way, back in the winner's circle.
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice. Paying off those debts to the guards. He's paying off those debts to the guards. You actually paying money instead of just smokes.
I could see it being. This feels like it just has the feeling of like a Lucas. I'm not saying Lucas Glover's going to win, but like a Lucas Glover.
It's
open.
A flusher. That's what I think too. I think it's. I don't think it's a. I don't know if it's a huge name or not. I think it's a total flusher.
All right, so I got
because those greens are so hard. Like you're not
making putts.
You're not making a lot of putts. They're
if you hit it in the rough, you are just chipping out from what we've seen.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going to be so upset when it's Cantlay. And I got to watch him play on Sunday.
But I think it's a total flusher. I don't think it's a guy that's going to fake his way at all around there.
And so that's where you got to say it's Scotty. I mean, like that's how you can't get away from Scotty. I don't even like Bryson. Like Bryson, he doesn't drive it straight enough.
Trash.
And he doesn't have a short game.
He might miss the cut.
Yeah.
Bryson might miss the cut.
I could see a Rombo sneak in there type thing. If he was, he's got that grit.
Yeah, I think it's a flusher who controls his golf ball really, really well. Oh, wait, that's Scotty Scheffler.
I know. It's like everything we're describing. All right, this is what you're going to have to do. And it's Scotty.
It's actually Scotty and Oberg is what we're describing. We really are.
Okay. Just don't putt that well. So
I don't think he putts that bad.
I mean, when you compare,
he's got to be top 50 in putting.
When you compare his stats, like his stats are always like his strokes gained for driving, like his strokes gained approach. I think it was last week was like 7 gained. Okay, it's like that's insane. Like he's gaining 7 shots just from hitting approach shots.
Yeah,
that's and then drivers like 2, short games like 4.
Yep.
So you got a guy that can hit the fairway, he can hit irons on the green, and if he does miss, he has a good short game. The thing he struggles at, he just doesn't make a bunch of 10-footers.
I mean, how about his wife not like finding a porta potty to change the baby's outfit for handing him the big old turd on the back? It's more than dad life. I mean, you guys know that. That's a hardcore blowout. And that happened.
That's a blowout.
That didn't happen 3 seconds before she handed it to him. She was carrying around that blowout for a good hour.
It was a nice dad moment. Well, it was coming down to the end, and, there's no time for that.
Just lay him down.
There's no time for that.
Lay him down the grass.
She's locked in. Baby's locked in.
Yeah.
I mean,
some of them can take a while.
She probably didn't have an outfit packed.
Yeah.
It could have been. It could have been
number one of parenthood. You got to have that extra outfit.
But don't tell mom she did anything wrong.
Chris, if I told you we were,
did you forget an outfit? She didn't forget an outfit.
No.
Have I told you about our? We were tree huggers kind of back in the day with we had cloth diapers.
I was gonna say you making nature's diaper.
The wife made us do cloth diapers.
No.
With clothespins and everything.
How about that? Oh, we're on the pod. Sorry. Hey, anyway, what's next?
All right. So do we ever make a pick? I mean,
so
you're
Scotty Scheffler.
Okay.
Scotty Scheffler for sure.
Yeah.
I don't want to pick your guy.
I'm not picking him.
What?
I put too much pressure.
You feeling
on
okay?
him. No, I'm not actually.
Oh, man.
Canadian wildfire smoke is getting to me.
It's getting to his head.
I got the Cottonwoods more of
that too. Oh man.
I'll take Oberg.
Okay.
Scheffler and Oberg.
He's leaving me with nothing. There's just nothing to
slim
It's
pickings.
okay, Scott. You can go
Shane
I'll
Lowry.
have the same.
I'm gonna go Shane Lowry.
Ooh, dang, that's a good pick.
All right. And
Such a good pick.
Man, this one's gonna hurt. Man. Give me Justin Thomas. I'm gonna go. I'm still riding the wave.
I was actually going to say Justin Thomas.
I'm riding the wave of his TGL win, and what else? He won something else
3 months ago.
Of all the random drops.
And things to ride.
And he won another one. Did he win Harbortown?
Did he?
So
he did.
So it's about that spacing.
Okay.
The spacing's about right for another one.
He's due.
Yeah.
Got it.
You think Fitzy? Maybe Fitzy?
He does hit it long enough now.
Fitzy.
I would love to see a fellow yipper all around the greens do something.
Could you imagine crosshand winner at Oakmont?
I can't handle people that putt with the flag sticking though.
That's true.
Apologize to people if anybody does it out there, but
no, offend as many as you can.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, offend everybody.
Always take the stick out.
Yeah.
Got it.
unless you can't see it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to Mistwood. I want to talk about it being June, as we've established, with our fine 60-degree temperatures. Member guest month at Mistwood. This is our premier event for members, but I feel like it has such a bigger effect than just the membership because the way it makes all of us as employees feel and all the cool things we do with it. Andy, if you could just break it down kind of for those that don't know what member guest is and how we do it, the stage is yours.
Yeah, when I'm giving the 30-second elevator pitch, it's always, well, you've been to a member guest to other private clubs. It's kind of like that. It's not like that. I feel like we really pull out all the stops to make sure it's as good as it possibly can be. We have 72 teams. We're always having probably 100 different member teams clamoring to get in here. So we do a lottery at the start of the year. So it is kind of special to be able to get into that field. But it's nice for the whole staff too. We have the whole staff's involved in each of the days and in getting everything prepared. We do a lot of fun events around it, and ultimately the winner goes down in the history books of the member guest. It's a cool experience. It's something that was started the year before I came to Mistwood, and I feel like each and every year. Since the first one, it's really exploded. I think the first one that I did here, we had 20 teams, and it was just kind of a little thing. And I think we still had tee times before and after and stuff like that. But now it's massive. When you look at some of the guests we've had over the years, like Sean Toulon came in and fitted putters back when he was with Odyssey, and just some of the really cool events that we did during COVID. I remember we were just talking about it yesterday. It was really cool. We did this thing where We lit up the entire range and just had like these fun team games at night and stuff like that. Blindfold putting last year, that was
a hit.
That was a hit. That was so much fun.
Yep.
We're gonna bring that back this year along with a couple other games. So it's always a blast, and it's fun for us, even though we're exhausted at the end of it, because every little detail, like, as I said to one guy last year, I'm like, this is your Disney World for the next 3 days. Ask and you'll get it. Whatever you want. What do you want? What is there a certain food that you want? Is there a certain this that you want? Is there a certain thing you want us to do for your guests? You ask. We'll make it happen over the next 3 days. Promise you.
And I think I've always enjoyed it because I think it's the perfect blend of golf and food and beverage working together to create really cool stuff, because Friday night we have the go all the way to the walls in food, quality, creativity, set it up on the range for everyone. It's just, man, they keep everyone well fed, that's for sure.
And it's a fun environment too. I think the vibe that we're not the hoity-toity private golf course, right? I think when, at least what I perceive is when members are bringing their guests to Mistwood, right? Our staff has a reputation of being fun. Our place has a reputation of being fun. So that's a big part of it too, making sure that everything's fun and entertaining. If you see, like, there's times on the first day where you see a team just struggling, right? And they get 9 points for the day, which is the absolute worst you can do. It's okay the next day when they walk in, they give them a hard time, or the sarcastic clap as they come walking down, and just stuff like that. Just fun stuff to give them a memorable experience. I mean, it's kind of what it's all about. It's a good time.
Yeah, it's good. It's good with the competition too, but also it's just like overall, it's a good way to meet a bunch of people too, and just kind of see what everything's about. So for me, it's exciting, because especially last year being my first one, that was the first chance I got to meet a lot of the members, and you get to meet them and actually talk with them and all that, instead of just the times they come down and see us for a club or whatever.
You see terrible rulings and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. We see a loose interpretation of the rule book out there, that's for sure, but it's actually all right. So
my favorite one last year, I'm not going to name names, but this gentleman came up to me and he said, I know what the rule is. I don't like the rule. So I told him the rule that I wanted him to do, because I don't like the way that this rule is interpreted. It's like, that's weird, because it's a rule.
yeah.
So it's actually not supposed to be interpreted at all.
Yeah.
It's just supposed to be followed.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't like it. Well, call the USGA, because I can't help you there.
So this is the PSA for the upcoming year.
Yes.
Follow the rules, please.
Yeah, there's a rule book.
It will be enforced.
Rule book,
Yes.
And you can get it on your phone. It's right there.
We just did it the other day.
Yeah, don't do. Actually, AI is pretty tuned. Yeah, we did the other day.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
We're in the dungeon right now.
Scott,
Right now. We're on the I'm borderline cheating.
What's your thoughts on anchoring, Scott?
I think I don't like anchoring, but I don't anchor. I just have a long putter.
We got Scott here. He's what, a quarter inch off your chest?
Oh no, I'm 3 inches off.
Okay.
We got the broomsticks in the bag.
Yep. Actually putted pretty good from about 6 feet in, I think, especially. I think you had some longer putts that were.
The switch was predicated from.
Wait, is that what you're using now?
He's
Yeah.
broomsticking it. Can you believe
Really?
it?
I did not know this.
Broomsticking.
So the story is, last week we played at Barrington Hills, and I did make a couple of 10-footers, but that was because those were my second putts.
Oh.
And every other putt missed by about 6 feet. I told Andy if he would have played my ball, he would have shot 6 under or so. So we had to make a switch. So Thursday came, got asked to go play 9 holes on a whim. Said, all right, not playing with this putter ever again. And so we went in the putter fitting room, and got some demos in there and stuff, and said, which one is the most appealing right now? And it just happened to be a broomstick. Walked out, no practice, no whatever, 13 putts, 9 holes. Said, all right, going immediately into tournament play. Let's go.
And then did you play Friday in the Albatross? No.
Next time I touched it was when we played.
Was it tournament? I thought you did all right.
Except for the issue is it's very hard to manage. It's a lot of putter. So when you're trying to get it behind the ball, it's like throwing darts. You're trying to throw it down there, and it's like
when you're putting it behind it.
Yeah, it's like it just like plops down.
So he nicked his ball one time going down, and to Scott's credit, that's the great thing about this game. He goes, I think I just hit the ball.
It's kind of hard to hide. It rolled half a roll.
So I screwed up the rule there because I'm remembering the old rule where I'm like, oh, you just leave it where it's at, and then your next shot is your next shot. You can actually replace it. I didn't realize that in 2019. Yeah, so you can replace it back in the spot at no penalty, and that goes for any ball that's been marked.
Yep, and we looked that up afterwards in the rule book.
Yep.
Are there any newer rules with those putters though out there, or has anything changed in the last couple of years?
Well, you tell me. So Scott came back from the U.S. Mid-Am.
The four
ball. What did they tell you?
So I caddied at the 4-ball and made it to match play, the players we were with. And we played against a couple guys from Oregon, and the one guy had the broomstick. And, I mean, immediately on the first hole, I said to the guy, my buddy that I caddied for, and I was like, man, that is really close to the chest. Like, that, and he's like, right? Like, that's anchored. And we asked the guy, and we're like, how do you even bring this up? Like, this is weird. And so he's like, yeah, you kind of got to decide if you want to say something or not. And we were like, well, you don't want to like say something he's not. And like, because the way the rule is, so they told us that it was okay if your thumb's on top. Turns out it's not. Okay, so we've learned that the guy we had at the U.S. Ball he had a couple of interesting calls, but it can't touch your skin, and your arm can't touch you can't use your arm.
What do you mean skin? Is
like
it wrinkles in shirt or
no? They're saying your body is what they're telling me.
So I'm supposed to interpret the difference between this and this.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's a terrible rule. Hey, I'm all for it. The moment they say that this is illegal, which it should be, I'm going to be like, all right, I had a good run.
I can't even say wrinkle.
Grandfathered in.
Wrinkle in the shirt doesn't count.
That's where it's like, all right, hey, you got to look at it and say, hey, are you anchoring it? Is it an anchor? But then there's also, they write in the rule, if while you're making the stroke, there's contact, that's not a penalty.
It's okay. It's inadvertent,
or you didn't intend to anchor it.
Except for the fact that if it's inadvertent in the same spot on your stroke every time, then what the heck is that?
And there's an element too about your arm.
Anchor. So the forearm can't be against the body.
Right.
The forearm has to be away from the body, which actually is better.
Right.
Because if your forearm's away from the body, now I can actually just aim my arm at the hole where I'm trying to hit it, and now I have even more of a pivot point.
I just get the arm parallel to the target line, and then you just go up and down with the arm.
Can we please change the rule to be anything shorter than a 7-iron would be just fine with me and everybody else who this drives crazy? Please.
The day that happens, I'm going to be all on board. I'm going to say it was a good run. Good run. I'm with you.
Like the belly stuff doesn't even bother me like the anchor stuff does. I didn't mind the belly putter. I know a couple guys did it great. Webb Simpson was 1. Keegan Bradley was 2. But the belly one is much more fluky, right?
I tried a belly back in the day, and I had some.
My belly moves.
Yeah,
I can't do. I don't have a sixer.
Yeah,
I mean it's gonna move.
That was a lot harder on long putts and stuff. I thought so.
Well, the belly. Two, if you think about where your belly's located, right, compared to your sternum's not rotating side to side as much. Your belly would actually rotate down here more than up here will, I would think.
I don't know.
Because your upper's bent over, so you're like more rocking than you are rotating.
There's something has to be wrong when, at least in my game, and we've seen it, like we saw it at the U.S. Women's Open too. They were talking about it. Some of those players that are up at the top were long putters, like Elimino or somebody like that, and they were basically on the yip train, and they even said, like, I immediately had. I mean, when you can switch the equipment, and have why are we taking skill?
Why are we taking skill out of this game? Right? Why at the highest levels are we taking skill out of it?
All right, now what's the equivalent for chipping? Is the question.
There's skill involved. I mean,
no. What's my solution for chipping is the next question I have for me. So
cross-handed, which I think is crazy. Is that what you're doing?
No,
for chipping.
Yeah. What club do I grab that just works like a long putter that do that?
You've already done it. You like to chip with a 3-wood in the hybrid.
I was gonna say hybrid.
Yeah.
He chips pretty well with it. I'm done forcing my ideals on other people, except if you come to my clinics in a few weeks. I am. Yeah, that you do it well. You do it fine.
Yep.
Brodell used to do it okay. It is what it is. Honestly, it's whatever gets you in the hole.
Exactly. Write down smaller scores.
Yeah.
Nicole likes to use the hybrid around the green as well. She's talked about that.
Yeah. That's weird.
Okay.
It's weird for her.
Why?
Because
she's so good.
She's actually good.
No, she actually chips. She's got a really nice chipping motion. I don't mean that against you, Scott.
No.
Believe me, I don't. I'm just saying she has like a nice flow. You've seen it. She's got like a nice flowy motion. I'm surprised that she'd be like, oh, hybrid's a better choice than a sand wedge or a lob wedge.
You've not offended me at all.
I think you have a very nice game. I saw 18 holes of it the other day. I think you have a very nice game. I think you can absolutely shoot good scores.
Mentally. We'll get into that later.
So between topics, I just want to remind people we have the Seltzer Showdown coming up on July 17th. It is the final showdown. It's going to be on the range here at Mistwood Golf Club. It's going to be a big party. We have the best DJ D. Jones.
Oh,
will be there.
DJ Jones.
He's bringing a drummer.
Awesome.
And he's bringing a guitar with him this year. We're going big.
I like DJ Jones.
Yeah.
I also like that DJ that was at Taylor's wedding. That guy was good too. Of course, I did have some help.
Oh, yes.
I did have some help in the system, but that one was pretty good.
Yeah, no,
too.
he was good as well. Taylor from our event sales. Very good.
DJ
but yes,
Jones is as good as it gets.
Get your tickets. We'll put a link on the screen, and you can head to that and join us at the final showdown of Seltzer's Showdown. It's part 5. Okay, well, we talked about putting a little bit, so let's talk about the importance of putter fittings. Because I think when you think fittings, the putter is not the first club people think of.
Why are you looking at me?
It's not.
It's not.
But it should be.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's the club that you're going to hit the most. It's also a club that I think has some longevity in the bag. It can, if it's working for you. From a technology standpoint, it's, I think we see a lot older putters staying around a little bit longer from what they're doing. But yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is as you're going through it, when we're looking at fitting, like, number one thing to me with putting is, can you get the putter aimed consistently, and can you return the putter at impact consistently, the face?
Yeah.
And, I don't think people realize how much, what you're looking down at has an impact on that. So when we just start changing, people are like, oh, I got to like train this or train that. It's like, well, no, if you just change the head model, you changed what's on top, the markings, all of a sudden when we do a fitting or you do a change, that can change a couple of degrees just from doing that.
So what, in your opinion, why is then the reason that, like, Golf Works came out with that thing this week that kind of, put lining up the golf ball in a bad light? Isn't lining up the golf ball telling you directionally where to go? If you do it right, directionally where to go, and most importantly, and what I value maybe as much, if not more, is the fact that you'll be hitting it in the center of the golf ball.
Yeah, and you can get a read on if you hit a good putt or not too. Like if it rolls, right? You got the new mesmerizing golf ball, so it's the stripe. It's like
you can advertise it. TaylorMade Golf makes the stripe TP5, TP5X. You can get it at stores, especially Mistwood Golf Club. Back to you, Scott.
There we go. So I think the biggest thing about the stripe is I think people are terrible at, one, at reading greens, and two, they're terrible at setting up the stripe.
Yeah.
They're really bad at it. So, yeah, I mean, I think
it's got to be, you're right. It's got to be like flush. It can't be cockeyed.
Yeah.
And you see that, well, Titleist has the aim.
Mm-hmm.
The OG was the 3 stripes with Callaway. Yep. And I putted with those for a few years. I loved those.
Triple track.
Triple track. Yeah.
Yep. I think, I mean, if you get no stripe, like I've done both, and I prefer to line it up because, especially on short ones, and it's just probably more of a practice thing too, where, all right, I know I'm lined up right where I need to be.
Yeah.
And then I've worked on rolling that ball end over end on that line, whereas I don't think people think about that too much, or they're not thinking about that as much, which ultimately when you're doing a putter, when you're working with your putter, working with a fitting or any of that. It's all right. Can we get the putter face to return at the same, consistently, even if it's, let's say it's like 1 degree left, but are you doing it all the time? That's better than like, hey, I'm going to try to get it to 0, but it's like all over the place. I'd rather be somebody that's consistent. And then from there, it's, are you putting a consistent roll to the ball? Not only are you getting it started on line, but is it a consistent roll that's going to be easy to judge, and it's going to not be bouncing all over the place when you hit it. I think those are like the 2 main things that I like to see, and then you can go work on green reading and all that. But it's, when I see people that just get up there and hit, sometimes I think they think the line is good, and then they run into an issue. This just died.
Did it?
Yeah.
We'll stay with it.
Well, that just happened. His camera died.
Yeah. So
Scott is out.
Scott's out.
Right,
so this is where we roll the credits because Scott is the special guest star.
Also starring, just not seeing
Also starring
him.
Yep.
But that's okay. We've only got a couple seconds left in this episode. We're running out of time.
The more viewers we get, the more we can spend on this equipment, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
100%.
okay.
So tell your friends, download the podcast, listen to it, Apple, Spotify,
Oh, yep.
everywhere.
We'll get new batteries for the camera.
We can purchase a
Don't
new
worry, I'm
battery.
still over here.
We can still hear him.
Mystery.
What is that noise?
I want that mystery.
Now he really is just doing radio. We always talk about that. But no, that was a lot of fun. Fun talking about the U.S. Open, Ryder Cup. Get fitted at Mistwood. Get a putter. We'll see if Scott stays legal with his putting. And we'll be back in a couple weeks right around Member Guest. Maybe have a recap of that.
Just not during member guest.
Just not during Member Guest.
Maybe
We're not going to do
just-
this.
Maybe just after we'll do it.
Just after. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. Scott, we can't see you, but we can hear you.
Thank you for having me.
Always a good time. Thank you, Andy.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Get in the cart.
Right at us. The best in the business, Roger Cleveland.
Can't wait to get back to Chicago in this one.
This is Party of Fore, a Mistwood Golf Club podcast.